one. Hey guys, welcome to the Part of the Culture podcast. I have Mauricio here. How are you doing?
Good, my brother. Good. I'm excited to be here with you tonight, man. I've been looking forward to doing this, to having this conversation with you, man.
I was really excited too. So we're at his beautiful home. He has a nice place, and I look up to this guy. You know, he's one of them people that I've always seen working. I've always seen him. He always holds himself. He always looks nice. He always has his silver bracelet. So you know, the podcast is an amazing way to get to know people. So you know, what's your origin story? Where you come from, and why are you so driven?
That's a great question. I really part of why I'm doing what I'm doing is because I want to share my story with everyone. And you know, not a lot of people know about my history. They only know me from the nightclub industry or from the entertainment. And you know, for me, it's born in San Francisco, but you know, really raised in Los Angeles from the age of 3 years old. So I'm a true Dodger fan. I'm all about Southern California kind of stuff.
What part of LA? You know, I was born in LA.
So I grew up in Highland Park.
Okay.
And that's one of the barrios of Los Angeles.
Okay.
And it's about 5-10 minutes away from downtown Los Angeles. And you know, it was a rough upbringing. I grew up with a single mom and a younger sister who's 3 years younger than me. So imagine I'm a 3-year-old. I have a younger sister that's just born, single mom, immigrant from El Salvador.
Wow.
And trying to make a living and trying to make it happen. And honestly, I think that the growing up in the streets of Los Angeles is what gave me really the drive to be where I'm at today.
Yeah. So I always say that LA has a crazier independent hustle. You know, I believe like San Jose and the Silicon Valley is like real tech and they do big business, but in LA, everyone has a side hustle.
That's
you
right.
don't see that as much out here.
No.
So I definitely get my side hustle. If you watch like Baby Boy, like they're selling dresses, like that's a real thing. Like everyone has a side hustle.
Yes, absolutely.
So let's fast forward. So, you know, obviously your mom is from El Salvador. You're immigrant. I see you. Let's fast forward to today. Why are you so driven? I know you have Stedman coming. Yeah. You have an event coming up.
Yeah.
You have your labor force company, and you know you have your hands in a couple of different things. I know you're a little bit behind the scenes in the Chachos project.
Yeah.
Where does the drive come from all this? How do you go from immigrant to all of that? Like, how would I do that?
You know, honestly, it's just when you grow up with nothing, I think that really it sets the tone for your life. When you want more in life and you grew up in this country without there's no booklet that tells you how to grow up in the United States.
Yeah.
You know, there's no manual. So what you have to do is you have to learn, and you learn through what I call the school of hard knocks.
Okay.
And definitely I was part of that school, and education wasn't a big thing in our family, just because my mother was, obviously trying to make ends meet, trying to put food on the table, put a roof on our head. And at the end of the day, that's really what the drive is. And I look at where I started and where I'm at today, and I'm just very blessed that I've had all the failures that have happened in my life, or all the struggles in my life, to get where I'm at today, because those are where you really learn your lessons. You don't learn your lessons from the successes. You learn your lessons from all the eating shit and falling on your face. And what you got to do is you got to dust yourself up, get back up on your feet, and move forward. And that's it. That's the drive.
Yeah.
And I'm blessed to be where I'm at today. You mentioned Stedman. That's a great opportunity to hear his story and see the parallels, even though the age difference is so much there. But also my friend Miles Kovac from Dove Magazine, one of the founders, he is the founder of Dove Magazine, and to see where he came from and all the different people that I've grown up in my life.
Yeah.
So it just you pick up all these different things in your life, and then you just implement them, and then you take them moving forward.
For sure. How did you meet Stedman?
I have a mentor. One of the things that I definitely want to share with everyone is that in order to be successful, or in order to learn things, you got to associate with yourself with different people, and you can't be afraid of associating yourself with others, and you got to really take it to the next level. So I have a mentor, just like I have in different industries that I've been in, and my mentor had the relationship. He's good friends with Stedman and the whole group. And he just, about 8 months ago, we started to talk, and he says, I'm very good friends with Stedman, and I think that you guys have a great story to share, and it would be a great opportunity for you to be a part of. And at first I was like, Stedman, I'm like, wait a minute, Oprah Winfrey Stedman? And you think like Oprah Winfrey Stedman, right?
Yeah.
Like, and you're like, yeah, Stedman, Oprah Winfrey's better half or other half,
yeah.
you know? And the opportunity to come together and to share the stage with him has been an amazing blessing. And for me, it's not about the celebrityness or whom he is, but it's what the story and the content of what he shares.
Is he still dating Oprah?
Absolutely, yeah.
Do you guys talk about that, or is it just like something that no one talks about?
It's kind of one of those things nobody talks about it. You don't ask the question.
Yeah.
He just released his new book, Identity Leadership, and
good book. I read a little. Is that the one that looks like a passport?
Yeah. Well, he's got the passport, and then he's got the Identity Leadership. So there's 2 books.
Okay.
And you with all the different publicity that has hit the market, you can Google Stedman Graham, and you'll see all the different. He was on the Ellen Show. He was on a bunch of different, the Good Morning Show, all the major networks.
Yeah.
And it's just exciting to be associated with him, and I'm blessed to have the opportunity to do great partnerships and to move forward. And really, what I want to do is share the story here in the Silicon Valley, because we're in the city where there's a lot of great minds. And we're the richest city in the country. We're the allegedly the smartest city in the country.
Part of the culture.
And it's just really great to share the story and really listen to what he's got to say. So I'm excited. I'm excited to be a part of it. And we have an event coming up next Monday,
yes.
the 19th at the Capitol Club. So we're excited to share that.
How do people find out more about that event? Before we move on.
Yeah, well, they can go on to StedmanGrahamLive.com, or they can go to StedmanLive.com. Or they can look me up, Maurico Mejia, on my Facebook, on my Instagram, or on my YouTube channel. And the links are there, and it's not that hard to find the tickets. Luckily for us, all the VIP tickets are sold out, so we just have general admission. But
cool.
It's a great opportunity for people to come out. And it's going to be an intimate evening. It's a 3-hour event. And again, we're having my friend Miles Kovac, who's coming out, who's going to be a speaker as well, and talk about how he created his identity and talking about how he pioneered the world of automobiles, the automotive culture. So, a lot of great stuff and a lot of great nuggets that could be.
What are you going to be speaking on?
I'm going to just give a quick talk about, kind of where I started and where I'm at.
Okay.
The event's not about me.
Yeah.
It's really, this is not something that I'm doing because of me.
Yeah.
This is about what I can share with the world and share with the Silicon Valley. So I'm bringing 2 great speakers, Miles Kovac and Stedman Graham. And that, for me, is if people can learn from those successful people and the knowledge that they share, all I am is just the key that opens up the door.
That's all. That's it. That's why I'm here. Kind of connect different cultures. That's why I'm part of the culture. So, it's huge, because one of my goals is definitely to be a speaker. I was speaking with your lovely helper, co-worker, probably the leader of the operation.
No,
and
she knows where all the skeletons are hidden. You're not giving her the full representation here.
And I just believe communication is huge. That's why I have the podcast. That's why I do a lot of stuff on Instagram. That's why I threw a book release. I'm going to be doing my 2nd book release coming up soon.
Nice, congratulations! But you know what? I got you. You're so modest when you talk about your stuff. I'm going to tell you right now, JD, you're an amazing human being, and you have an amazing story. And I love your hustle. And just so that you know, your hustle inspires guys like us too. So I'm being sincere, and I'm speaking from my heart. Your hustle inspires us to continue to you're the next generation coming up.
Yeah.
And people think that, we're these successful people, but people don't really know all the behind the scenes stories, and they don't know what we're going through.
Yeah.
They only know what they see
and
the perception. But again, I'm just going to say, man, you've done an amazing job. So
I want to say thank you, and I want to say thank you, but I also want to take a moment to give value there, because a lot of people wonder, how do you get doors to open for you? How do you get people to take you under your wing? How do you get opportunities? And to keep it very simple, it takes work and it takes effort. And throughout my life, since I was 16, I've read books and I've applied what I've learned. But when I turned 18, I started my first business. And that taught me, when people see me, I always noticed it when, older gentlemen, older women, when they see me serious, they would give me opportunities. Absolutely. And if I did not, like there's called consignment. I sell clothes, I'm the shirt plug. But there's something called consignment. And people would give me, say, like 10 shirts. And I would go out and I would sell those 10 shirts and bring them their money. When you do good business, then they'll give you 100 shirts. Before I knew it, I was an 18-year-old kid with a van full of stuff that I had on consignment. And all I had to do was, and it was just people taking me under the wing like, yo, this kid's trustworthy. Yo, this kid's bringing us our money. Let's give him more. Let's give him more, to the point where I was like 18, 19, 20. I had my own place. I didn't have a job. I worked for myself. And so that's why I work so hard, is because like the money's cool, but it just really opens up doors of opportunity. So do good business. And if you're looking for opportunity, put in work, follow that little voice in your heart and really go after it. And I call it the rabbit hole. Doors will be open for you. So,
everything you just said right there is all the ingredients to becoming successful. Do good business with good people where nobody gets hurt.
Yeah.
And those are three of the things that I truly believe in my heart. Again, I always tell people I'm not a perfect human being. I make a lot of mistakes. I'm not perfect, but my intent to give back and to pay forward means well. And I try to help people that, sometimes I end up helping the wrong people, but at least my heart gave with good intent. Whether they took it is a whole different story. The other part that you mentioned is about making money. Money is a byproduct of our hard work.
For sure.
So if you work your ass off, the end result, the byproduct of that is you're getting paid back what you put in.
Yeah.
People think that, today that, I'm going to create this, I'm going to just get on Instagram or Facebook and I'm going to promote and do this or blah, blah, blah. But that's not, again, I'm not discrediting that, because some people have gotten lucky by that, and some people, that is work too. I mean, trust me,
sure.
When I said today, this evening, we're the week before the event, we're out here, I call it dialing for dollars.
Yeah.
What we're doing is we're selling tickets. We're almost there. I want to be sold out so that I can focus the next couple of days on just production.
Yeah.
So it's me calling my relationships. It's me calling the team. I have everyone that has gathered up their databases, and everyone else is out there pushing for the same reason. So it's a team effort too.
Yeah, I agree.
You're only as good as your team.
I agree 1,000%. And shout out to, he works for Mauricio also, but just a quick shout out to Joe. Joe helped me out a lot. Joe was part of my team. Joe has, I've made sure I can take care of him as much as possible. But he's one of the first people I had on my team. And then, because I used to try to do everything by myself. And so my business kind of blew up when I developed a team of people. So now all I really have to do is advertise, make my videos. That's why I do all the cheesy videos. But once an order comes in, my team handles the whole thing. I still like to meet with clients and I still like to do other things. But teamwork really makes the dream work. It's a cheesy statement, but it's like, if you want to go fast,
use that statement.
If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go with a team.
That's right.
So that's even, that's why I even like do this podcast, is so that I'm around other people. So it opens up doors and it takes you out of your comfort zone, which is a huge step to success.
That's right. You definitely have to get out of your comfort zone. And going back to Joe, Joe's like my brother. Joe has been with me since he was 16 years old.
Wow.
So I've been able to see him grow to the man that he is today.
Yeah.
With his beautiful children, and he still has a lot of learning to do.
For sure.
But it's okay because he's surrounded by good people. Yeah. No, we're always constantly learning. He's surrounded by good people, and I hope that if you're watching right now, man, we love you and we want you to do better for you and for your children and for your life.
I want you to be nicer to me.
Yeah. Joe's a fucking asshole.
Yeah,
right? I'll say
he's
it right now.
He's the nicest asshole you'll ever meet. Loyal asshole.
But at the end of the day, he's the guy that if you go into a battle, you want to have on your team.
Oh yeah, I'll take Joe any day over a lot of you cats out there.
So right now, again, you're hitting again points that are very valid. You have to have a team. You have to be surrounded by good people, and you also have to be careful who you surround yourself with. And
that's huge.
For me, I've been recently going through a lot since June, and in the last couple of months, it's been there's been a different vibration, a different just a different vibe that's been going around me. And what I'm cleaning house, I've gotten I've made some changes in my company because change is inevitable. In order to continue to grow, change is it's an inevitable thing, and it just happens. And if you don't embrace change, then you're going to get stuck in the mud, and you're not going to be able to grow and progress in life. So I have to accept it, and again, life is ever changing, just like this world was different 10 years ago. The city of San Jose was different 10 years ago, 5 years ago, and the future. I mean, some of the things that I've seen that I've been preview to, being around some of these great people that are developing the city. I mean, in the next 10 years, you're gonna be seeing Uber or cars landing on top of these buildings, dropping off people, because it's just going to be the next wave.
That's great.
So it's I mean, when you think about it, you're like, whoa. But again, man, it's just, I'm excited to be alive during these times. I'm excited to be sharing my story with others, and really that's what I want to do, and that's why we're doing this, is because this is our way of leaving our history behind, or making history and leaving our legacy moving forward. We have to share what we know, because at the end of the day, nobody knows what's in our head but us.
That's true. I have my main question has just been itching is, what do you think separates you from other people? How are you able to move how you are? You know what I mean? How you have the hum? You know what I mean? How are you able to? It could be perception, I don't know, but how are you able to live this type of lifestyle to where you have a nice place, you have a nice car, your circle is who you choose, but you have Stedman in your corner, and you have Dub Magazine, and even if it's for a seminar, if you don't hang out with them every day, you still have access to them. A lot of people can't even pick up the phone and call anybody of any type of stature. How are you? What separates you from the other guy?
I'll give you the short answer, and then there's the long answer. The short answer is that I'm willing to put in the time, and I will work my fucking ass off and do whatever it takes. As long as it's within my boundaries, my moral boundaries.
Moral compass.
Because I'll tell you right now, I've gone through the life and the experience of life where it was about me.
Yeah.
And when I fucking fell flat on my face and I ate shit, and a lot of people don't know the story that in 2008 when the economic collapse happened and I lost everything. From living in a luxurious place and having all the toys and all the glamour, glitz and glamour, that I ended up being homeless. I was
I didn't know that.
I was couch surfing. I was living. I mean, it was definitely an experience for me that really opened up my eyes, and I share with people. I mean, it's taken me many years. I mean, this happened in 2008, 9 and 10. I still remember the day that I lost my home, April 4th, 2009.
Damn.
I'll never forget the date, because I won't. And when I realized that enough was enough, and I was tired of being tired, and I decided, and then I committed, and then I took on the fact that I needed to execute. I started to really peel that onion and peel away all the toxicity that was around me, and I've been able to get to where I'm at today. And again, I've gotten to today, and I'm starting to look back, and I'm learning a lot of lessons. So I work my ass off, and I'll do the grind. Right now, while somebody is watching TV, playing video games, fucking around, not paying attention to things that they're doing because they're just those are their priorities. I'm grinding right now because I want to make sure that I produce a great show, that I'm also that I just do what I believe in my heart. At the end of the day, we only live once in this world.
Yeah.
And if you don't believe that and you think you're going to live forever and you're going to have all the things that you have forever, you have a rude awakening.
For sure.
I had that rude awakening, and I have a continuous reminder that nothing is forever.
Yeah.
Relationships are not forever.
Nope.
Material things are not forever.
Nope.
Just life. There's a lot of things that there's nothing is forever. So again, that then falls into the change and the evolution of where we're at. So, again, I work my ass off, and that's what makes me different from anybody else. I love a challenge, so if anybody wants to challenge me to work, I'll challenge you. I'll challenge you to an event. I'll challenge you to do anything. I'll anything that within I can do within reason.
Yeah.
I'll do. I'll jump out of a plane. I'll race motorcycles. I'll race cars. I love extreme because I love that rush.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me kind of sometimes feel alive. But at the end of the day, man, like you, and again, I compliment you, and I admire what you're doing. We work hard. Why?
Oh, yeah.
Because in order to get the things that we want, the nice car, the nice place, or the comfortable living,
Luxury living.
You gotta work your ass off.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we come to this earth with nothing, and we die with nothing.
Yeah.
So you really, people just gotta really realize that. They just gotta realize that life it's not forever, man.
Well,
it gives me chills to think about that.
I think it's funny that you said something that resonates with me a lot. You talk about me, and I actually all of this, and if you kind of know my story, all of this came from a breakup. So what happened is me and she's my ex again. We can never get it right. But it's the first time I've talked about my relationship. But me and my girl, we broke up. I just did some stuff I wasn't supposed to do.
I've been there.
This was maybe 2 years ago. And yeah, it's about 2 years ago because I'm on a 5-year plan and I'm in year 2. And it was on my birthday. And
are you confessing right now? Are you confessing?
I woke up.
Fuck, I don't want to be a part of this confession. Disclosure. I don't want to be guilty by association.
No. So all that happened was prior to 2 years ago, it was me.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I cared about. What's gonna make JD feel good?
That's right.
There's no piles, weed smoke and party. I didn't care. I didn't care about nothing but me.
That's right.
And one day I woke up and I felt like shit. Like literally like I wanted to die. And I said, something has to change. And I was like, if all I did my whole life is take, what happens if I give?
Nah. Oof. Powerful.
What happens if I just turn everything around and I just give with no, you know what I mean? And that, it really came from, my first thing was like, I have to start giving tithes to church, which I recommend everyone give 10% to some type of charity. The second thing is I have to start.
You're cheap, buddy.
Hey, I give it more. I give a lot.
All right.
The second thing I do, I have a free book out right now. Link in my bio. I have 3 free books out.
Free plug.
So they're free. That you can get right now. Link in my bio on Instagram. Part of the culture. But I decided I have to stay in church. I have to stay in a positive community. And I have to put good out. Just keep putting good out. And I still, I just went through my breakup, so I'm still, a little bit sad and heartbroken. But short of that, the response and how my life has changed, by giving, I don't like talking about it too much, but I've given more money this year and last year than I've ever given my entire life. And I have more money. That makes, no sense. You know what I mean?
Sometimes you don't have to, you don't have to give, I don't think, sometimes our giving doesn't have to be monetarily, but giving your time and your love and your efforts.
I mean, all that, all the love.
JD, sometimes when I didn't have anything, in the last couple of years, I gave a lot of good energy, good vibes. A couple of my videos that I've talked about that you can find on YouTube. Just Google Mauricio Mejia. That's my free plug for the show.
How do you spell that?
Mauricio and then Mejia. Trust me, you'll find me. But one of the things that I've talked about is the difference in when you get back and you start doing good, it's just interesting how the universe kind of wants to squash that,
There's a two-part life.
Yeah, with good there's bad.
Yeah.
And the more good that I do, the more haters or the more hate that I get.
Yeah.
Which is good, because then I flip the script and I fuel myself to continue to give more. I have a good friend of mine, Armando Tam, who is out of San Francisco, and good friend of mine, and he says, good always conquers evil.
Always. I like that. I need to hear that.
And some of the things that I've been dealing with some of the people that even with some of the breakups, business breakups that I've had recently, I've realized that, if you continue to give bad, you're going to receive bad.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you don't change that mindset and you continue to repeat those patterns, whether you don't, and I'm going to give another plug, Miles Kovac yesterday, I had an amazing conversation with him, and he gave me a story that said to me yesterday that just kind of like really resonated. He says, Mauricio, what happens when you fall on shit? What's your instinct? You're like, well, you want to clean yourself. He goes, no. He goes, you need to sit in that shit and you need to marinate in it and you need to accept why you're in this shit.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay. He goes, let me give you another one. I go, okay. He goes, what do you do next? I'm like, well, fuck, you want to get up? He goes, no. He goes, you need somebody to grab you and pull you out of that shit.
Yeah.
And then in my mind, my ego kicked in and said, well, why would I want to inconvenience anybody? He goes, that's the problem. He goes, you're not inconveniencing. Sometimes you have to look outside of your own self and have that person pull you out. Fuck, when he said that to me, I was like, holy moly, because I have a lot. I don't want to say a lot. I want to retake that back. I have a few amazing friends and people that have been in my life that have pulled me out of some dark holes and some shit holes. Yeah. And have gotten me to where I'm at. So, again, just oh man, it's crazy, man. We got to continue to do good and continue to be putting out positive messages and with the right intent. You can tell some of the dudes that are out there, or some of the people that are out there that are fake and phony, and that'll use their
you see your fake chains.
Yeah, you'll see that. Not just that, but you'll see also the cards that they use. The single fathers, the single mother card, the cancer survivor cards. They'll use the women empowerment, men empowerment, positive shit, this and that. They'll use all kinds of different things in their.
Go ahead, you're good.
They'll use different kinds of cards on us, and sometimes if our guard goes down, then we might collapse with that or fall right into that rabbit's hole.
Yeah.
So what I want to continue to do is just continue to put out a great message. I have a great producer that works for me, Nancy Rosales, which I love. She's an amazing woman, a true woman that gives out women empowerment action, not talk.
About that action.
Puts the my best friend Amy put out a great quote today that motivation is followed by action, is not vice versa. And that resonated with me because motivation is temporary. Yeah. But if you don't take action, then really motivation doesn't last.
You reap what you sow.
That's right.
Motivate yourself to plant some seeds.
That's right. And nurture those seeds. Don't just plant them, because you can plant them.
My dad, he gave me that one today.
Hey, shout out to Amy's dad.
That was an amazing quote and it resonated. So, we do good, we get good. We do bad with bad intent, you're gonna get bad. You're gonna get bad, and you're gonna get bad 100 times back. And I promise you, anyone that's out there listening, you need to change your ways. If not, the universe will change you.
I agree. This world will. I think, as you say that, even more so, like sometimes I wonder, and the universe, like, you can fake, like, I hear it a lot, like, I don't hate on Instagram, I'm not that OG, but right now, like, you can fake the online. I could fake being happy. You could fake how you are around other people all day.
Hey, the only thing I want to do is shame people, like my boy 50 Cent. Hey, my boy 50 Cent, if you owe me money, motherfucker, and you're out there partying, traveling, acting like you're rich, but you haven't paid your debt, believe me, you're going to get shamed. And if I don't shame you, the world's going to shame you.
Straight up.
But I want to shame people that do that, because that mentality is sickening to me.
Yeah.
Sickening.
Oh. But the thing is before you go to bed at night, or when you wake up in the morning, you have to deal with you.
In this world, and there's a lot of things that are, that we're dealing with our society right now. And, at the end of the day, man, we just got to power through with continuing to be positive, man, and continue to give a positive energy and continue to do good. The world will correct itself. The world has been here for millions of years prior to us. If you really want to put things in perspective, the United States has only been around for a little over 200 years. And you've had Europe and all other parts of this world that have been here for thousands and thousands of years, and you've had different empires that have ruled this world. So let's not fool ourselves. Let's not blow smoke up our ass and believe that we're this only country that has been here and done great things. There's been other great empires, and you know what? We're just living in a great time right now.
For sure, take advantage of it. So absolutely. I am the shirt plug, and I do have to go drop off some shirts. But
hey, by the way, out right here, my Built Tough black on black shirts. I love your quality of work.
Thank you.
So thank you very much. We're going to be ordering some new shirts and new hats. We got a bunch of different things that are coming.
We're trying to get Mauricio to do Fuck the Wall project. So be on the lookout for that.
It's in the works.
Yes.
You know, our Fuck the Wall is the answer to MAGA, which unfortunately and sadly to say that Make America Great was a positive statement that was flipped to become a negative statement. The Fuck the Wall is not a political statement, it's more of a fashion statement, but it's a response to the fact that where we're at today, and I saw a great cartoon the other day of, you know, we're talking about building a wall here and you know, to block immigrants from Mexico and from Latin America, but really the wall is being built in the middle of the United States and is dividing us, which is sad because, you know, we are not a country of division. We were and we have worked so hard to become one and to unite ourselves, but at the end of the day, you know, we're all human beings. I don't care whether you're black, Chinese, Middle Eastern, or whatever. At the end of the day, if I cut your hand and I cut my hand, we're gonna bleed the same red blood. And at the end of the day, the only difference is that you're a little darker than me, my brother.
A little bit.
But at the end of the day, you have a heart that beats just like my heart beats, and all I can give to you and to give to others in this community and to the world is the love and the respect. And that's it, man. I speak from my heart, man. I've learned many things through my life, and I wanna, when I leave this earth, I want to be able to say and look back and have people to look back and say, fuck, man, that dude was real. And,
sure.
and for the ones that don't say it, well, fuck you, I don't really care. So that's it, you know.
I think for me, you know, I just think that the only person that loses in racism is a racist person. Because it's like, if you don't like black people, you'll never get to interact with me. And you'll never know the power behind me. And you're cutting out a huge source of power, and every community has something special. You know, one of my coworkers is El Salvadorian, and she's, you know what I mean? If you look at her, like, you wouldn't think anything, but she's so powerful and so smart, and she's from a Latin country. I would never build a wall to keep that lady away from me. She has the craziest story about how she got here. And so just, you know, to touch on it, like, I just feel like you're losing. You know, if you're hating on a certain type of person, I'm not losing, you're losing. You don't get to know me. You don't get to find out, you know, you won't ever get to do this. No. So those people, I don't even care about racism. Like, you just keep losing, bruh.
That's right.
Donald Trump is a racist.
Yeah.
I will say that openly.
Yeah.
But I do have to hit a mission. But if, you know, you said your legacy, if you were on your deathbed and you could tell, you know, this podcast, hopefully this ain't the last podcast or thing you do, but just pretty much you're on your deathbed and you have to tell the world one final statement, what would that statement be?
I'm going to do two statements. One, in order to be successful in your life and you want to do things great in your life, you need to, and it's my mantra, you need to decide, you need to commit, and you need to execute. And lastly, on my last breath, I would say you need to love everybody.
Amen.
So love is powerful. I'm learning that as I go, and you need to be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that I've learned in my journey and just recently is that
I've death speech.
Yeah, it's you know, what I've learned is that, you know, what eats you up is when you're not honest with yourself.
Facts.
And if you're not honest with yourself, it eats at your heart, it eats at your soul. And that's then what triggers all the different cancers and the different illnesses in our lives. So honestly, if I could just say one thing, it's just love. And really that will take you That will take you to many places, and will take you to the next place in our next life.
Yeah, I just think, man, if I had to, my deathbed speech would do all that crazy shit that's in your heart. You know, as long as it comes from a place of love and passion. I always, you know, for me, instead of, there's a point where, like I said, I was like, you know, I'll still might smoke a little weed every now and then, but I used to only do, that was my only go-to, that was my only thing, and what really changed my life was A, give, B, I had to eliminate a lot of that stuff. I'll go long periods of time without drinking, go long periods of time without smoking, but I was able to, by doing that, by sacrificing, I was able to, this phone that I have, this computer that I have, all the camera equipment, all the software, everything, I was able to invest back into my business. But really where it came from was doing what's true to my heart and following that. I think back to the social media, I think that everyone's so stuck on like, you need to look like this or do that. But like, I personally don't like the big music festivals. I personally, like, I'd rather like if you're like, hey, you want to go to Coachella? I have no like interest. But if you're like Stedman, I'm in my mind, I'm like, okay, how do I get off of work? How do I maneuver? Because that's the type, like, I've been at seminars and you hear one piece of information that could literally change your life forever. A piece of information, like I went to a seminar and
that's
they
a long
told
death.
Yeah, it is.
Brother. You beat mine already now. So.
I will say,
all right.
I will say this. This is what I learned at a seminar, and I will just make this my life.
Yeah.
They said you are the perfect person for the job, and even like it was a girl, and she's like, people always wait to like, when are they going to be the perfect? You're the perfect person right now. And the thing that they talk about, like we'll go biblical, I talked about church a little bit. If you think about all these guys that were, you know, the Matthews, the Marks, the Lukes, all these guys that did all these great things, that were the disciples of Jesus, they look just like you and me. So like, you have so much power. You have the power to heal. You have the power to bear life. You have the power. It's you. You are the perfect person. So all that crazy shit that you want to do, go out there and do it. And I can testify, I would never think that I would have written any books or would have a podcast on iTunes or would be as good looking as I am. I would never think these things would happen, you know? And so I would never think that a guy that I look up to would invite me into his home to do a podcast. And even being here was super motivational. He has a dope setup. So I just want to thank you. This is the Part of the Culture podcast. You can find me on Instagram under Part of the Culture. Where can they find you? Give yourself a shameless plug.
You can find me at Maurico Mejia. Keep it simple. I got my Mauricio Live coming up on the 21st of next week. Actually, we're going to be recapping the Stedman event. I got my boy Miles Kovac, who's going to be in town Sunday to Tuesday. We're going to be doing a live with Dub Magazine. Super excited about that because I still have a lot to give. I still feel that I have a lot more to give to the world and to the community. So I'm super excited about the great opportunities that are coming up. And I want to thank you, man, for what you're doing, because it takes a lot of courage and it takes a lot of guts to do what you're doing and what we're doing. And again, we got to continue to pay forward and give back. And I hope that not only we're motivating other men, other young men, young women, women, because I'm all about empowering everybody. It's not about just women empowerment or men empowerment or children empowerment. It's about empowering everybody as a culture. So
I'd be a tight shirt.
Yeah, I love your the name of your brand too. Part of the culture. That's amazing. And again, you know, thank you for having me here, and thank you for sharing my story with all of your Instagram followers, and hopefully we'll be able to see this also on the YouTube channel. And
yes,
let's make some shit happen. At the end of the day, man, let's just make it happen.
That's what I do.
There you go.
That's my secret.
There you go.
I'll see you later.
Man, thank you.
Thank you.